That was absolutely the weirdest, most ridiculous, stupid, and funny thing I have seen in my life, and I wouldn't have had it any other way. I'm John Retlin. This is my review of WrestleMania 36 Night 1, the show that's too big for one night. So, yeah, King Arthur is going to have some questions. So, how was this show? You just want to know what I thought of that main event. Don't worry, I will get to that main event because, sweet Jesus, that was a main event, wasn't it? But we had an undercard, believe it or not. Now, was everything perfect? No. WWE did what they could, given the circumstances and given all the stuff that's going on. And they went balls to the wall crazy with the main event. My God, did they ever. And it seemed like everybody really brought it. A lot of people were working really, really hard. And this show over-delivered. I didn't have a lot of expectations for it. I'm pretty certain a lot of other people didn't. So let's just get right on into it. Colon commentary, I missed the first 30 minutes of the pre-show because, unfortunately, I had to work and I had to get home. But Graves and Rosenberg, whatever, just brushed them off. They were only there for a little bit. We had Drew Gulak and Cesaro. And nice, nice counter wrestling as you would expect with these guys. Gulak focused on Cesaro's shoulder, and meaning he couldn't shoulder the responsibility. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry also. And it was kind of cool, even though Gulak tried to get the Gulak on eventually. Cesaro did a no-hands airplane spin and then got the victory. If that's his new finisher, I am all for it. That was a fine pre-show match. At least it was good. These guys got to be featured. We then had an Experian ad with Cena and a lot of cows. That was weird. And then Net Spend ad with Becky and AJ. Yeah, that was cringe, but that was pretty funny. So we then get a Corbin promo. He has no remorse. He uses a harmonica, and every single harmonica in the world dived off a cliff after what he did to one of their brethren. That was horrendous. Now, it was meant to be horrendous, at least I hope it was, because if he was actually trying to do good, he failed miserably. Also, the size difference between Kayla and Corbin is just hilarious. We then get Stephanie welcoming us. Man, the devil is back. I'm kidding. Look, Stephanie was there saying, hey, we're here to entertain you, all that, so that's great. And also, I really hope that every single talent manages to, stay safe, stay sound, and we all ride this thing out, and I hope the same for every single one of you that are watching this. Each and every one of you had to use the line. But in all seriousness, this was a very, very odd show because we then had a montage of America the Beautiful performances. And, just various people that have sung it over the years. Michael Jackson was disappointed when he found out Boyz II Men was a group, and that was Ray Charles' first performance after he died, if you didn't know. We then get a Captain Jack Sparrow cosplayer. Captain Jacksoff Sparrows is what I called him. And, yeah, it was, the ship stuff and everything because it was supposed to take place in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Stadium, and did all this stuff, and it was weird. It was very weird. I don't know what it was, but hey, everybody was, at least they were having fun with it. They were having fun with the whole thing, and Gronk and Mojo welcome us with a lot of bro talk. I don't know why Gronk made his jacket out of Zubas, but whatever. We then get Cole and JBL on commentary, and then Byron and Tom on commentary for some of the other matches. So, okay, you had two commentary teams, and you did what you could. Obviously, this show was taped, but you know what? It was still fun. Asuka and Kairi versus Alexa and Nikki, women's tag team championship match, and these women brought it, except for Alexa. Just a little sidebar. Alexa is not any good in the ring. I'm sorry, she's not. She's a good promo. She's a better promo than she is a wrestler, but it just doesn't work with her. She just isn't that good in the ring. She's been in the Performance Center for what? Or she's been, in the Performance Center and on the main roster for 7 years, and she's still not all that good. I mean, they gotta do something about that. That being said, 3 of the 4 women here did really, really good stuff. Everyone was yelling and doing stuff and having fun, and also more yelling. Asuka is having a goddamn blast. So is Kairi. And really good tag work. Boy, there was holy edit. They did this one edit at one point where it looked like Kairi Sane was supposed to dive and hit an elbow drop, and they had to cut it to like her hitting the elbow because it looked like somebody was going to pin Asuka for 3. And some good near falls. And then Nikki removing her vest, unzipping at one point. She could have kept doing that. It would have been perfectly okay with it. And man, Killian Dane is lucky, isn't he? They really do seem like a good couple. But then Asuka just can't catch a break at Mania. She just can't. She gets hit with Twisted Bliss 1, 2, 3. That being said, the match did deliver, and the women did work hard. Alexa tried, and the other 3 women carried it. So, yeah, again, you might as well drop the tag titles, the women's tag titles at some point, relinquish them, put in a mid-card title, just change the setting around a little bit with one of those championships, and just do that, because you're not going to have a tag division. You're just not. Just make it a women's mid-card title. Derba's right. So man, I gotta tell you, this fucking crowd didn't give the wrestlers anything. They had to fight in spite of the crowd. But that pop, man, what a pop that should have been for the Women's Tag Team Championship title change. So we then get Asuka. Yeah, we get Asuka and Kairi. They lose. It's unfortunate. We get Kayla with Sammy and his entourage, and they have a plan. And then we get Corbin out there, and then Elias gets out there. Corbin says, "Oh, just do this, just forfeit the match, count Elias out. Here's his music." And then Corbin goes out there. He hits him with his instrument, drapes his big black instrument all over his back. And this match was boring. It was just very, very boring. Though there was a couple funny lines. They see a little of JBL and King Corbin. He's soaping up people in the showers to do some hazing, alleged hazing. Anyway, not here at King Shane, but JBL's a bit of an idiot. We think one funny point. Corbin yells at the commentary team, Tell them I'm the king, and then JBL and Cole just look at him, just stone-faced. And the dreaded roll-up with holding the tights, the most devastating maneuver in all of professional wrestling, Elias gets the win. Please let this be the end, because this feud was shit before, and it does not need to continue, regardless of what happens, what they tape, and when we get back to having wrestling in front of crowds. Fucking hell. We then get Becky entering in an 18-wheeler, and then Tom and Byron on commentary for this. We get Shayna and Becky, Raw Women's Championship match, and boy, this one didn't go the way I expected. Man, because there was no crowd, they made up for it with a lot of loud and brutal fisting action. Just two women fisting each other all over. I mean, man, the marks they left, they won't walk straight for a week after all that fisting. I'm going to keep saying this to see how uncomfortable I'm making any of you, or if you guys are into that. I'm not going to judge much, but we get more good stuff with a couple of decent submission, moves here. And then we get the apron spot, which, by the way, if you didn't know, the apron is the hardest part of the ring. And then Byron mentions Becky's huge opening, which rules out Seth getting into that. And then after it looked like Shayna was going to get the win after getting I'm just going to call it the Barracuda clutch because I'm a jackass. She gets the clutch on, and then remember how Ember beat her and the first time, and then how Kairi beat her at TakeOver Brooklyn 4, I believe. Remember that? Where she did, where they just, rolled out of it and pinned her while, her arms were like trapped around their neck. Yeah, that's what happened. While her arms were trapped around their neck, they got the pin. Remember that? They did the same thing here. So Shayna apparently needs to just drop that clutch and just get a new finisher, because this sure as fuck ain't working. Becky retains, which I don't know why, unless Ronda's gonna make her return, and if everything's back normal, we go back by, say, SummerSlam, Ronda beats Becky there. Maybe, because are you really gonna give Becky a championship run for 2 years and build it up to Mania next year? Please don't. I love Becky, but no, we don't need to do a 2-year championship reign. Hell, the one that they did for Okada in New Japan, excuse me, for almost 2 years, just under 2 years, was already running a little bit thin, but I digress. I don't know what the fuck this was. Shayna loses, okay, cool, but I don't know, but you know what? If it maybe we get a 3-way. Maybe Shayna, Becky, and Ronda can all fist each other and everything, and I can just keep going with the fisting joke to see how uncomfortable I make you guys. We then get a WWE Network plug for Undertaker, The Last Ride. It's a new series. You could argue that Undertaker had his last ride a while ago, though. That main event. Bryan versus Zayn. Gulak, Cesaro, and Nakamura at ringside. Eventually it breaks down where Gulak gets rid of Zayn's entourage. Zayn tries to bag off. Bryan just kicks him, fists him, slaps him. They both slap each other. Just some good action here. And in the end, the cronies come back. They attack Gulak. Bryan dives on him. And then goes up to the top, tries to do the dropkick, but nope, haluva kick, 1, 2, 3, Sami Zayn retains. Okay, bit weird, but it was what it was. Now we come to a controversial pick here, or controversial take. Kofi versus Morrison versus Jimmy Uso, 3-way ladder match. Thankfully, Jimmy Uso did not drive there. At least I hope he didn't. And this was for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. Now, here's why it wasn't all the teams. Miz apparently was sick. I guess Usos complained about it, which is understandable if Miz was upset. So we got this single, the single three-way, 3-man human centipede together with ladders. And then we got, we got something that's a bit weird, but okay. So they're fighting over the tag team championships, and it had its moments, but it wasn't good. It wasn't. These guys did tear their bodies up. They did, and I hope they're all okay. There were some good spots in it, but I wasn't feeling this. This went on way too long. Now, this show was only 3 hours, the main show, which maybe they might want to just do 2 nights of Mania and stuff like that, or maybe limit it and just have it be a 5-hour long show. But this was an example where things started to drain for me. Now, they did do a cool Hurricanrana spot where Kofi caught Morrison off the ladder, did a Hurricanrana to the ground. And then Spanish Fly off the top. After Morrison had tightrope walked the ropes, and almost looked like he lost it, but he's just that good of an athlete. So everybody's fine. They're doing some good moments. At one point, Kofi just smashes the ladder into Jimmy Uso's face. Man, he was seeing stars. And then they asked how many fingers I'm holding up. Can you recite the alphabet backwards? Okay, I'm done making fun of the Usos. No problem. So, yeah, we get to the end. The tag titles get jerked down. And everybody, all 3 men are jerking the apparatus that's holding the tag titles. They are all holding it. And then they fall, and then, Morrison falls onto a ladder that's, laid right like that. But then Jimmy Uso and Kofi are fighting over him, and then all of a sudden the tag titles fall, and they're looking to get him because they fall off the apparatus, and then Morrison grabs one of them and wins. And it was a flat finish. It was just so weird. I guess it was unique. I guess, kinda, whatever. It kind of reminded me of what Swagger, Ziggler, and Kofi did. I think it was in I think it was in a U.S. title match, but it was very bizarre. It was U.S. title or IC, but it was very, very bizarre, very strange. This wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. We then get Owens versus Rollins, and we've got more yelling, and we've got barricade spots, and we got apron spots. The hardest part of the ring. Once again, hardest part of the ring. I don't know if you know that, but yeah, some of those spots are pretty brutal. We get more decent action, a lot of back and forth. We get Rollins slandering Kevin Owens, and then he tries for the stomp in the ring, powerbomb for 2. And then they go up back outside, and I mean outside the ring, and then Rollins just waffles him with the ring bell, so we get a DQ. Okay, flat finish, whatever. Owens then yells and says, "No, you're not getting out of it that easy. I want a no DQ match." And Rollins throws him, calls him a fat piece of crap, beats him up, beats the shit out of him. We get stairs, chairs, and then the WrestleMania logo's behind where the commentary team is. And Owens is like, okay, fuck this. He gets up on the Mania sign and then just does a dive. And then Rollins is like, which is kind of funny. They both legit were selling it like they got the wind knocked out of them, so I hope they actually were okay and that they were just acting a little bit, but I imagine that probably hurt. We've seen worse dives, but fucking hell, that looked like it hurt. Then he gets him back in the ring, hits a stunner for 3. So there we go. Kevin Owens gets his revenge on Seth Rollins. And just please, can we get away from the storyline? Can we get away from this or whatever? I mean, this isn't the only time we heard gasps of breath during this night. We then get Gronk and Mojo and R-Truth, 24/7 bullshit. Gronk tries to pin R-Truth, and then Mojo takes Gronk off and then pins Truth and wins the 24/7 championship. Look, Gronk at least wasn't there all that much. I mean, he was kept to a minimum, but it's just still, he was better on the football field than he was here. But he's a lifelong fan. If he's having fun, fine. I don't think he took away the show. He didn't add anything to the show, but it was what it was. Heyman then yells at Charlie and does the same promo that he's done for the last 5 years, and frankly, I'm tired of it. So, we get Braun versus Goldberg, Universal Championship. I'm going to be very, very quick. This match was 2 minutes and 11 seconds, and it's going to take me 11 seconds to describe it. 4 spears, and then Braun comes back with 4 slams. New champ. There you go. Hey, Braun, thanks for, slamming all those indie workers and everything. Here's a world championship. There you go. There you fucking go. Your world championship right there. whatever. Braun's best matches were pretty much with Roman Reigns. I mean, I can't really name a lot of others that he had that were all that good. It's going to end with Reigns beating him at SummerSlam, probably, provide everything goes back to normal with a big crowd. Put SummerSlam in a bigger place and just let more fans get there. We then get Mania 37 in LA, if the world hasn't imploded or if a giant meteor hasn't hit us yet. We then get to the Boneyard match. I need to prepare myself for this. Let's see. There, okay, I'm just in the right kind of mad set to, go with that. This was insane. This was absolutely goddamn... I was crying from laughter while watching this. I was fucking crying while laughing. This was simultaneously the worst, the best, also the worst, and somehow the best thing that I've seen on a Mania card in a while. This is... It is as batshit crazy and as dumb as the final deletion stuff, but these guys made it work. Where if they try doing this again with these guys, it will not work. If they try doing this stuff at any point in the next year, it will not work. But right here, if they were going to go balls to the wall crazy, they went balls to the wall crazy. They had already done, the freaking Reddit, Twitter, wrestling Twitter influence stuff with them calling each other by their real names, Styles and Taker, and bringing Michelle McCool in there. We didn't get Michelle McCool in this. I'm a bit shocked. No Kane. Bit shocked by that. But Styles arrives in a hearse. And then we get Biker Taker. Biker Taker is back. I don't know where the fuck they were. It was like they were on the Far Cry set at times. It was really, really bizarre. And then it was like they were also on the All the Boys Love Mandy Lane set. If you've seen that movie, I'm sorry. That movie was absolute dog shit. This was ridiculous. It was fucking ridiculous. You gotta watch this. You gotta watch this. Is it good? No. But is it bad? Oh, it's fucking terrible. But my God, I couldn't help it. I couldn't help but laugh. Because at this point, what else am I supposed to do? Was it wrestling? No. It was a movie. Was it a good movie? No. But I've seen plenty of bad horror movies, plenty of bad action movies, and this was right up there with them. They get at the graveyard. We get at one point where after they do some brawling and everything, remember the Thunder episode in late December of '99 with Goldberg, where he bashed his arm through the window, the limo window, and broke everything. Busted his arm and everything, and was out till May. That's what happened. That's basically, what they symbolized here. Taker took a pipe, bashed his arm through the window. And it was like, oh, son of a bitch, he's like cut and everything. Now, he was either cut or they really just gimmicked it up to make it look like he was cut because they did have, an edit there, so who the fuck knows. We then get the hearse unit being used. We get a casket that's in the hearse, and AJ gets slammed off of it multiple times. We get him thrown in the grave. And then Gallows and Anderson show up. And then the parts of this long shed or this long cattle chute almost get knocked down, and all these druids get out, and they surround Taker like we're in a biker movie all of a sudden, and he says, okay, if you want to do this, let's do this. He starts beating them up, and it's just, at this point, it's so fucking babbling, this dramatic music where it's like the satanic sacrifice is gonna happen. Again, it's fucking hilarious, but it's so fucking bad. It's so fucking bad, and I can't help it. I can't help but laugh. I can't help but enjoy it. And then, again, they get on what I mentioned about the Far Cry 3 set. They get on the Far Cry 3 set. Thankfully, the villain was not killed off halfway through. What the fuck was that about? Then we get the, payloader where it's like they're going to dump dirt in the grave because Taker is suddenly going to get, he's going to get dirt dumped on him. And then AJ's in there and gets the thing started. And then suddenly the spotlight comes up and Taker's right behind him. Oh, he's right behind me, isn't he? And it's disappointing nobody was there to pop for the Undertaker's dong, by the way. But then they get on the first story roof of this barn and they're fighting. And Gallows gets tossed off. Anderson gets tombstoned on the roof. Where was this? Where was this? Where was this filmed? Honestly, I would like to know that. I want a 24/7 on this. Or not 24/7, a WWE 24 episode on this. I want to know how this was done. At this point, it's obvious that this is just phony and stupid. And I'm not saying these guys didn't try, but it's like, hey, if you're going to say that wrestling's predetermined, and obviously it is, and Vince wants to be sports entertainment, just fucking show us how you did it. Because I would sure as fuck love to know Or they do WWE Untold and they show us how they did it. We think at AJ being chokeslammed off the roof through some boards. And then he's yelling at him, what's my wife's name? What's my name? How old am I? You know, and it's like AJ can't remember. AJ's not going to say it. AJ's apologizing. It's like, oh, and then he's apologizing. Like, Taker's holding him. He's like holding him by the neck. It's like, no, I'm not going to be. It's like, you fought your ass off. You fought hard and everything. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this kind of stuff. And then he kicks him into the grave. And then he buries AJ. And AJ's hand is holding up like this, like, with the glove. And then Taker rides off and does this. The fire goes off and the Taker symbol appears in like a laser light show thing. And this is simultaneously the best and worst main event that has ever happened. You know what? Fuck it. It's the best WrestleMania main event ever. It just is. It is. It is by no means the best work match ever. It is by no means the best wrestling match. It is by no means anything that is based on work rate or based on... but as far as spectacle, fuck, this beats Hogan and Andre. I'll just say, I kid. Hogan and Andre did draw a lot more money, obviously. But this just was so fucking batshit insane. They over-delivered as far as making it stupid. I'm not going to say this was a great Mania, but I had a lot of fun with it. Am I going to grade it? Fuck. B. Why not B? It had more good than bad. I'll say B for what they gave us. I mean, I'm not going to say A. Entertainment gets an A because I was entertained to fuck with this, except for a couple things. But anyway, agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe. Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I don't know what the fuck a Boneyard match is still. Let's wait for night 2. Let's see what the fuck they do. I'll see you soon.